comfortable if you're touching, that's fine. To support your body. Notice how you feel, noticing your body. Comfortable, anxious, interested. Let's travel down the body all the way to your feet. Noticing your feet. The position that they are in. Are they firmly on the floor? Are they off the floor? Could they be more comfortable in a different position, or you really like the one that they're in? This experience is not about judgment. It's only about observation of what is. Where I'm comfortable, how my body prefers to be positioned. Begin building your toes and your feet. Out of your chosen material. Noticing the areas of the foot that touch the floor firmly. And maybe areas that don't touch the floor at all. Taking a few deep down into your abdomen breaths. And noticing how your heel and the back of your foot, the hind foot, connects to your leg at that ankle joint. And then connecting your ankle through the leg, coming up to the knee. Noticing the shape of your calf, the shin, the muscle development, or maybe the lack of muscle development in the calf. Coming to the knee and noticing how the leg connects to the thigh through this very essential and meaningful joint. How does it connect? And then bringing the thigh from the knee, coming up into the hip joint. Knowing that the hip joint is where the thigh bone connects to the pelvis. How that connection is made. And then noticing how the pelvis extends and makes half of the hip joint. The pressure on the bones that you're sitting on in your buttocks. And how that pelvis comes up and forms a foundation for your body. Fill your pelvis in, because it is filled with essential internal organs. How do those organs look and feel to you? Noticing how in the back of the pelvis I have this spine that connects to it. And wrapping around my abdomen. There are muscles and more organs. Noticing how they feel as I breathe into them. Bringing my breath low in my body, letting my neck and shoulders relax. And then beginning to add my rib cage on top of my low back, on top of my abdomen. Seeing how my ribs connect to the spine and filling my ribs with the appropriate schematic material that represent or are my heart and lungs. Noticing how they gently move as I breathe in, creating a wave. And then gently exhale, allowing relaxation to connect to my body. Noticing how my shoulder blade and my shoulder joints sit on my rib cage. How they're connected. And then creating your shoulder joints. And working down the arm from the shoulder joint to the elbow. Noticing biceps and triceps. And how that elbow joint is so cool. So amazing. All of the things it allows our hands to do. Build your arm from your elbow to your wrist. Noticing the muscles, the shape, and then build the wrist, which is an absolute feat of engineering, enabling us to change diapers, paint masterpieces, play musical instruments. And then build the hand on top, on the end of the wrist. Noticing all the fingers. let's come back up to the top of the rib cage and add the neck. The essential communications that it contains, our ability to breathe, our ability to eat, our ability to get blood and neural messages back and forth to the brain. And then building the head on top of the neck. Adding your facial features. Your curls or your straight hair. Those things that really make you uniquely you and how you choose to be yourself. Now, as you have created this schematic, step away from it. Walk all the way around it. Just like one of those 3D schematics that you see on a sci-fi movie where they're showing you a model of something. Observing what you see. Noticing the areas of your body that were easy to fill in and complete. There might have been areas of your body which were difficult to fill in and complete, and there might be somewhere you just said, well, I gotta move on, and that's okay. Just notice that maybe some areas weren't filled in or completed. This is information, not something to judge, just an observation of what is and how my mind's eye sees my body. And when you have a good picture of that, I want to invite you to come back into the space of this room by opening your eyes and using those colored pencils, pens, notes, and papers to make a few notes of what you saw in your body, or maybe what you didn't see. And you'd like it to be there. Because there may be important parts that are missing. And that's okay. Because they can be filled in. Your mind's eyes and your hearts can change. But if you don't know where you are, it's almost impossible to put a roadmap together. I don't see anybody drawing. We got the artist down there. I'm just I'm having artists empty, so I'm so not an artist.
I'm jealous you play the cello. That's always been a dream of mine.
Well, I can hook you up with somebody. People always want me to teach, and I'm like, yeah. I teach many things, but cello is not one of them. But I know people who would be good teachers. That are good teachers. And just so you know, this isn't a masterpiece. This is the things you can remember. This is the things that you're like, oh yeah. I remember what my first body schematic looked like. Hang on, one exam. You're good. Oh, I have lots of them. I made 20. Glasses on so I can see how to work my phone. What is that? There we go. Okay. So if any of you are on America's Most Wanted list, cover your faces. We need something to put on our Facebook wall, right?
Yeah.
Because I usually forget the photographs, but, and then I go, darn!
And you want us to do both of them?
Both the front and the back.
Yeah.
This is your rodeo, so you get to decide what I need, what's important for me to remember, what's important for me to go, huh, maybe when Ann talks and we do her activity, there might be something here for me to look at. Or maybe when I go home this week, when I'm feeling anxious or stressed out, I could spend a few minutes with my body and determine what does it need from me in order to be okay. How can I better support it? Maybe I need to do body power systems, so I actually have to answer a bunch of questions about how did that movement feel. So I can start to tap into my body. Yeah, because like I'm not going to collect these or hang them on the wall of my office or anything like that.
That's for sure.
We hope so.
No, I'm in control.
This is not kindergarten, this is graduate school of the last frontier. Of discovering myself, because most of us live our lives outside ourselves. Most of us look for solutions outside of ourselves. And when we begin to turn inward, our ability to heal and the level of wholeness that we can reach changes dramatically. I tell you how dramatically, but I'm not there yet. I'm still on my path. I'm still on my journey. I've just probably had some experiences already that you haven't had because I've put a lot of time, effort, and energy into and study into both healing myself as well as striving to help other people heal. Because one of my passions is to prevent people from going through some of the arduous experiences I've had. Okay, so you can continue to color or draw in your body.
Can we copy off our name?
No. No copying off your neighbors.
All mine are wrong, Go ahead.
So the very first time I did this, I was in a workshop called, what was it called? Heart-centered therapy, that's what it was called. You know, and you think, you know, was that like cardiac rehab? No, not really. It was actually the emotional component of working with the lymphatic system, because I am a lymphatic expert as well as having developed the body power system. So the lymphatic system, I explain it simply as your garbage collectors. So they collect the toxins and the junk in your body no longer needs. And so, if you've ever read any of the books, oh, I'm guessing Lauren has because it's right there, The Body Keeps the Score, or another really good book. Okay, you need the title? You've read it? You're reading it?
Illness can be the cure.
Yeah.
Illness Can Be the Cure. Oh, thank you for having it, because I have one in my office, but I didn't bring it down. So there's this one, Illness Can Be the Cure. And there's another one called The Body Keeps the Score. I use them. There's another one, Awakening Storm. Okay, so that's another good one. Anne wrote two of those. So the Awakening Storm and The Illness Can Be the Cure. So these books talk about how our emotions are literally chemicals, or our feelings are chemicals in our bodies. Emotions are energy in motion. So they're our ability to emote or to express our feelings. And if we don't express them, that's called stuffing. That's my own word, by the way, I made that up. So I don't know if it's true, you can ask Ann. Is it true? Okay. So I stuff my emotions down inside of me, and they hang out in my body parts. The black, the heavy, the red and inflamed. Grief gets stored in the lungs, anger in the liver, resentment in the joints. It goes on and on. And it gets more and more specific. So, what do we do about it? We're going to go on another journey, because we had a lot of fun with the body, right? I always have fun when I do that, because it's always very revealing. One of the reasons why is, like, I have snapshots in my brain, they're in this computer, of different body schematics I have done over time and how my body schematic has evolved. As I have tiptoed, slogged through, and sometimes resistantly walked into the catacombs of my own soul. But it has brought tremendous physical healing, in addition to spiritual and emotional healing, psychological healing. But the truth is, we cannot separate ourselves from our bodies. Oh, we can, it's called death. So if we want to continue to have this mortal experience and have the growth opportunities that it provides, because it provides a lot of growth opportunities, learning and expansion and creativity. Deeper we're in touch with what's in here, the better the physical body works. and the fewer issues our physical body has. And so we never have to retire. We can continue to contribute to the world because we feel well and we feel connected. So, our next experience, I don't know if you want to stand, you're all.
I love to be standing.
Okay, so if you're fine standing, I'm fine with you standing, I just don't want you to get uncomfortable. Okay, so on this one, we're gonna go into the body. And when I say higher power, you can replace that with whatever name or definition that makes sense and works for you. So I've had people use pets. Of course, there's the obvious God, Jesus. One of the other gods from one of the other religions, I'm good with it. So I had one guy tell me he uses tennis shoes, which I thought was really interesting. And I said, so tell me about the tennis shoes concept. And he said, they brought me here. I put them on my feet and I got there and those are my tennis shoes. I was like, awesome. Thanks for coming. Because it's whatever works for you that you feel supported by. I've had people use grandparents, maybe a loving aunt or uncle, all sorts of, so it's whatever works for you today. Does that always have to be your higher power? No. I believe in all paths to deity. And everybody has to take theirs. So when we can find that path for us, and so whatever you use is good. So when I use the word higher power, you're going to replace it with whatever it is for you, okay? The other thing is that when I say your area, I'm going to have you define an area very specifically. It's going to be related to an issue, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. So when I go to my area, it's wherever that is for you, okay? Because when I do this a one-on-one, it's different than, because I actually have the person talk back with me. So I know exactly what I'm working with. In a group, I have to just use vague words and let you fill in the details. I will tell you my experience has been the more detailed you can be inside yourself, the better results you get from this experience and the more profound it is. When I say issue, okay, area, that's going to be where it's located in your body. Issue is the issue I want to face, address, resolve, get an answer for, get a direction with. Okay? So, maybe pain in your pelvis, maybe a headache, maybe heartburn, maybe a problem with your spouse, wife, significant other, kid, whatever. Maybe an issue with your job or work. I've actually done this with corporate people where it was always a job with the work because that's what the boss told me I was doing, who hired me to do this with them. And he was like, you cannot believe what was accomplished in the next 3 days after you did that. He said, we had so many problems solved that we were stuck on. It was incredible. So it can be any issue you choose, which is why I choose the word issue. And again, one-on-one, this goes a little differently than it does with a group. But you're all grown-ups. And I'm guessing you're all fairly well evolved because you showed up here today. So you can handle this kind of activity. So, higher power. Everybody got it defined for them? Okay. Area, you probably don't have defined. We will define it during, as I go through this and through the process. Issue is your intention of I'm looking for direction, solution, information, learning about something that I feel like I'm not making progress in. Everybody got it? Okay. Because I have a tendency just to jump into this and not make any definitions, and then people tell me later, I was so confused. So I think we have the definitions pretty clear at this point. Okay. So, if you want to write down your stuff, you can write it down on the back of your paper or the front or wherever. No, do not copy from your paper, your neighbors. There will be none of that. And again, if you don't want to write it down, I'm fine with that too. This is your experience, not mine. I'm just guiding you. This is you healing you. I'm just serving as a guide. Because at best, I'm an ill-advised technician. I believe the divine is the healer.
Through much of your what you just laid out, I wasn't really paying attention. Just the highlights.
Okay, highlights again. Higher power. When I say higher power, I want you to fill in a specific thing that is your higher power. Specific word, specific being, specific whatever. You know, if it's your tree outside your house, I had a guy use that too. So, that's your higher power. When I use the word area, it's a specific location in your body. And if I say issue, it is the specific issue. I mean, since we're not in the meditation, you can go ahead and come in. So if it's issue, it's the issue that you have picked that I'm like, I really need a solution for this specific issue. So your issue might be, like I said, it might be a physical pain of, I don't know, I'm having heartburn, or I'm having a knee pain, or whatever. You know, it could be I'm having a challenge with one of my kids and I need to address that. Okay? I'm just trying to think of little sentences you guys use, or I want to learn something new. What's the next thing that I might want to learn? Or what's the direction I need to go in to learn the next thing I want to learn? Okay? So, are you feeling clear on that, Joe?
Much better.
Okay, good. All right, and everybody else good? Okay. Because otherwise it can get to be as clear as mud when I'm doing this. So we're going to start again by closing our eyes and going inside ourselves. Focusing first on our breathing. Feeling how the air fills my body. Feeling the invitation of the air through my tissues. Inviting the air deep. Deep into my body. And allowing a full exhale where the gravity just eases the air from my body. Allowing the exhalation to be complete and full until my body says, yes, I want more air. And then fully inviting it into my body. Feeling the support of the floor beneath my feet, of the chair beneath my bottom, the chair behind my back. Noticing how the environment supports me, offering the air, support. I want to invite you to invite your higher power to make a connection inside your body. Noticing where your higher power connects with you. Noticing the size of that connection. The color and the density of the connection your higher power makes with you. And most importantly, noticing the feelings that that connection brings into your body, into your awareness, into your beingness. Define those feelings with at least 3 words that make those feelings very clear to your heart. Some of the words I most commonly hear are loved, safe, peaceful, joyful, calm, please know that it's not limited to those examples. Having made that connection, let those feelings travel through your body in any way that makes sense to you. Filling every cell. Filling every space. And notice what you feel like as you allow the filling to take place. I want you to allow those feelings to stay in your body as you begin to think about the issue. And notice where inside your body you feel that issue living. Obviously, if it was a physical pain, it's going to be in a physical location. But even if it's something on the emotional, spiritual, psychological level, it will be located somewhere in your body. Where does it live? Where is it occupying space? And how big is it? What shape does that issue have? And what density? What color is it? So now that issue is very defined inside your body, what tissue might it be connected to or location? We want to get to know our issue. We want to have a relationship with it. And so we're going to gift it with a pair of eyes. Because the eyes are the window of the soul, allowing us to communicate. And as we allow the issue to put the eyes on that divine shape and size, I want to invite you to invite your higher power to come with you and look into those eyes. And just observe them for a few seconds, noticing what are those eyes communicating? What feeling has been pushed into this issue? And as you observe that feeling, how do you feel? What feeling do you notice? Again, removing any judgment of those feelings, just observing what feeling is being experienced. And then with the help of your higher power, asking the eyes in this area of the issue, how can I support you? What do you need in order to be okay? Knowing that your higher power will support you in hearing whatever the answer is with love and ease and grace. Noticing what you feel and what action you might need to take, or what action you might need to stop taking. In order to support the resolution of this issue. Most resolutions are about paths, are about journeys. Some resolutions are about events. One changed, one done. But as you listen with your heart to feel the message being sent to you through these eyes, and your eyes respond back, notice what's happening to the feelings in this area. Does the shape change? Or the color? Does the size change? The density? What emotions are changing as you look into the eyes of the soul of the issue? And how does your heart feel as you see those feelings changing, as you clearly see a path, a choice, a decision, a direction? Asking your higher power again to support you in walking this path. To support you in continuing building a relationship with this area of your body, accepting its changes as it accepts your changes. As love and understanding and being understood happen. So as you notice the feelings towards your issues, towards these issues, let those move throughout your body, into your heart, into all your soul parts that are longing to be whole and connected. And notice how you feel as you see the plan and the execution. Because you know that your higher power will support you in execution. Let that flow through your body until it's filled every cell. There's 50 trillion, so it'll take a minute. And when you're ready, you can return to this time and space. I mean, we still have a few minutes so that you can write on your paper some of your thoughts and feelings, your path and plan. wants to share verbally, it is okay to share verbally. Frequently, this is a very deep experience, and most people are like, I'm not talking. So it's okay if you don't want to talk either. So just know that that option's available. Because some people are, they're really verbal, they want to speak it out, and other people are like, yeah, the first few times I did this in groups, I was freaked out because, doing it one-on-one, people were like, and doing it in group, everybody's like, I was like, oh no. And then I realized that they were actually still processing, which is the whole reason why we're doing this.
What time for finish?
So Anne has us finish at 12:10, and then,
Or so.
Or so, yeah. I'm actually a little ahead of schedule because I wanted to leave enough time for people to write, because that to me is a very powerful part of this experience. I would always take, I always have like my journal there, so when I come back, I go, okay, this is what and I start writing. And again, not everybody's a writer, so some people are talkers and some people are just speakers, and Joe.
I will share,
Okay.
although I'm not sure I understood the instructions. As far as higher power, I really attune to truth, beauty, and goodness. And that's all it is, all it was, and all it will ever be. So my higher power is very comprehensive. And location, I said, universe. And then the issue, and it's not about my body. The issue is connected to my body because I am in a body now.
Exactly.
My issue is a suffering world
Oh, wow.
because it didn't happen. And what do I do about it?
And did you get information on what to do about it?
Keep on doing, keep on keeping on.
On your roll? Okay, does anyone else want to share anything?
What was coming up for me is, and I believe it's very normal in our society today, in humanity, to